Hi guys, I hope you are all well and good. I often take a look at the eBay listings to see if there are any unusual radios for sale. When I happened to come across this little beauty, a Craig 4103 mobile 23 channel AM radio in its original box with microphone. Further into the video you will see a very nice turn of events that was not expected, and one that I really appreciated from my American friend Andrew David, who is also part owner and moderator on the Facebook group 11 Meter Skip Chasers. The link will be in the description. Let's watch a short unboxing, then we'll get on to talking about the radio. Right, okay, so we're back again with the Craig. I'll give you a quick rundown of its features. So in the top left here we have automatic noise limiter, NB, PA. Automatic noise limiter and NB, when they are in the ANL position, are both activated. As many of you know, the noise blanker was introduced onto radio sets many years ago when there was a lot of problems with transmission noise and spark plug interference. And some man-made interference can be eliminated by the noise blanker, but it's not really efficient in today's environment with all the cheap Chinese plugins and all other manner of charging units and so forth. But it is helpful at times. So next we have the Delta Tune. Now the Delta Tune on this radio has a 1000 hertz frequency swing from left to right, so plus and minus each side it will go 1000 hertz, which is actually pretty good. I think that's about 500 more hertz than the radios such as the York 863 and other radios that have a Delta Tune on. I'm sure they only have a 500 hertz swing to bring in stations that are slightly off frequency. Not as good as a clarifier, but all the same, it can be quite helpful, especially on AM. And then we have the RF gain, of course. Most people have that on full, but it is very good for reducing channel splatter and also a lot of noise that we get on the radio by reducing it down. Turning down the RF gain is quite helpful. I always find it helpful anyway. And then we have obviously the volume, the squelch. This switch here is a 3-position switch, calibrate, SWR and RFO. So this is for calibrating the SWR meter that is built within the radio, and this is the calibration knob here. And I have actually checked this on another one of my meters, and it's actually fairly accurate for a radio that came out in 1976, the end of 76, early 77. So it's a good, what, 47 years old, this radio. Right, so here we have the very, very nice illustrated signal meter. It's very well lit. It is a it's got 3 functionalities on it. So at the top we have the signal strength. The middle meter is for output power, and the bottom one is for the SWR calibrate. And then we come on to this here, this very, very nice channel selector knob. The unusual thing about this one is it has the number on the actual knob itself. So when you turn the dial, the numbers change accordingly, which I thought was a very nice touch on this radio. The microphone is a 5-pin mic, and as you can see, there it is in all its glory. It's a very nice fist mic. It's in very good condition as well. As I say, this radio, it looks new. So I'll just key up with that look, and if you look at the President Randy walkie-talkie, which is on AM, if I key up, you can see it's transmitting. The audio sounds fantastic on this radio. Really, really nice, crisp and clear audio. It's just a little under 4 watts. It does state 4 watts in the manual, but it's just a little bit under 4 watts, between 3 and 4, which is about right. It's the radio itself, I don't think it's ever had the lids off it. The condition of it is pristine. So another thing that this radio's got below the meter, you can see, is a modulation light, which didn't actually light up when I keyed it up then, but it registers your audio. So if I was to talk into it, you can possibly see the modulation light actually flickering on now. Look, give it a little whistle. So the further away, obviously, it won't light it up. The sensitivity is not there. But talking into the microphone, it tells you that the radio is in operating mode and your audio is going out. Right, I think that's about all I can say about this radio. Other than I bought this off eBay. The guy that was selling it said that he just posted it on and he hadn't even turned around and the computer went ching ching. He'd made the sale before he'd even turned his shoulder. So he was quite surprised that the radio went as quick as it did. But as soon as I saw the radio, I just wanted it to put in my collection. It's actually a very large radio for a 23 channel AM set. It's actually wider than what my Yaesu 450 is. And it's probably about just over half as thick as well. So it's a substantial size radio. But I think, to me, it's like a beautiful thing. You know, it's a piece of history. It's something that that I would want in my collection. As soon as I saw it, I just snatched it up straight away. I didn't even actually check if the radio was working. I just wanted the radio, and at the price it was going for, I just couldn't refuse it, even if it was worth getting sorted out if there was something wrong with it. But I'm glad to say that everything works fine on the radio. It transmits, it receives. I'll just wait for a little bit of skip coming in, and then I can give it a go on the old skip. I am restricted to 23 channels, but that's either here nor there, not to me anyway. It's all part of the nostalgia of having a radio from late 1976, 77. Now, I have a friend in America who was actually given me the Homebase to the Craig. I can't remember offhand what the serial number on it is, or model type number, should I say, but it is the Homebase, and it has two of these dials on it. It has a channel select here, which is the same, and then you have two of these. I think one's for signal, as this one is here, and the other one, I think that's for power output or modulation. I don't know. He's going to send me pictures of it anyway. I've already had a quick look at the radio, but he's going to send me some better pictures, and he's also opened it up to show me the circuit board, and he assures me that there is nothing wrong with the circuit board inside. It's in good working condition. The caps are in very good condition for its age, and I think that one came out a year or so after this one did. Now, there is another one that I am looking out for in the series of Craig radios, and that is the sideband version. Now, the sideband version is very, very similar to this radio here, only it's a little bit wider again across the fascia, and where the delta tune is, it's where you change your bands from high, middle, low, and upper and lower sideband. So I'm looking forward to having that in my collection too, if I get around to seeing one out there somewhere. But right now I've got the mobile, and I've got the Homebase coming in the future. So I think that's about as much as I can say about this radio. It's all working fine, that's the main thing. It's in very good condition, as you saw in the unboxing. It has its original box with it. It has the original manual that comes with it, and one thing it certainly has is that old style look about it, which I absolutely love about these radios. And there's another thing that comes with it too, and that's that smell of the 70's. It really does smell its age. That dusty kind of like smell that comes with these very old radios, which is actually better than a radio that comes with a burnt out smell. but thank you for watching this anyway, and I'll keep you updated, and if I can catch some skip on it, I will record that and I'll be showing that probably in a future video somewhere down the line. So thank you very much for watching, and we'll catch you somewhere soon further down the line. Bye bye for now, guys. Bye bye. Just after purchasing this radio, I sent a video of it to my friend in America, who said he had the Homebase to this model, and if I paid the postage, I could have it. So may I thank you most graciously, Andrew, for your kind generosity. You are most appreciated. Next up, we have Andrew checking out and showing us the Craig Homebase.
Well, hey Glenn, how you doing? Here's your radio. Let's see what we have here. There we go. Interesting radio inside. This old Craig base, 23 channels, straight AM. This is the volume switch here. Welch. This is our RF gain. Okay, and we have ANL, MB, and PA public address. This is our calibration knob and our meter, what we're going to use our meter for testing or for receiving and transmitting, whatever, for the SWR. And then we have the original Delta tune, which I don't know. I'll let that one go. Channel selector. Meters. Okay, you can see your meters are divided into your modulation, SWR. I mean, it's really a good set of meters. So Craig built some really great things. To me, one of the best things they ever built. I owned in 1976. Yeah. I bought a Craig Power Play cassette, AM, FM, car, 20 to 30 watts, whatever it was, which was mega back then. And it kicked butt. It lasted forever. So this radio I did not buy new. This was owned by one of my cousins, their family, and it sat. I remember where it sat on a refrigerator from like the refrigerator from the 70's. You know, it was brand new. Till they actually basically said to me, "Are you interested in this? If not, we're going to throw it in the garbage." I said, "No, I'll come down and get it," and I did. And I haven't used it very much. I know they didn't, but it's just one of those nice solid radios. I took some stills, I want to say about a dozen, I hope, and they seem to come out pretty good to show the circuit board and whatnot. One of the great things I had been in this radio, I didn't modify it, but it's easy. Of course, just getting the lid off, I'm looking for that. It's just who we are, or I am. But the meters, let's come to the meters. Behind here, these switches are very secluded. You have to take another plate off and then some other things just to get at the back of the switches to clean them. And they're solid switches, that's for sure. But the meters, the interesting thing with the meters that I find is that each one, and it's hard to show, has a small, sorry about the hand, has a very small, well, years ago you saw it all the time, and I could swing around. I'm going to show you one in a minute. Anyway, it's a little small fuse holder, and not like you have in a car. This one is a bracketed one, the old-fashioned, what you'd call bus fuses, and that have the glass and two metals on either end, tubular. And each meter has one of those in line. And then there's another one I'm trying to figure out. I have a pretty good idea that's for the power supply, where we're going there. Looking very closely at the stills, if you do, you will see the circuit board, and it's bent. I mean, and there's nothing wrong. None of the capacitors are weak or, showing signs at least. So that's a good sign right there. It's clean. I went to clean it today and this morning, and nah, It just wasn't there. I still did, but it was too easy. Not used to easy ones like this. So we've covered that part. So if you look at the circuit board, getting back to that, you'll find, I, I know, Glenn, that you have some of the mobile ones that, mobile radios. You have, what, 2 or 3 in your collection now, as I remember. And one of those boards has got to resemble this board because that's plainly what it is. You can see to the left the transformers and, whatnot that are going to take your power and from 110, 120 and turn it into, usable DC voltage here. At the same point, in the back, if you look closely, even with it opened or on the other side, you have a 12-volt access. And you can just put a positive and a negative on it. I'd want to fuse that, of course, because I don't see the fuse except for the situation that's running into it there. I haven't gotten a better look at it. I'm sure it has a link in it, but so a lot of the stuff is right there. It's easy to see. I guess I can flip it over and, so anyway, this is actually Delta X-Ray 444 Glenn's radio. This is my friend's radio. So he's been getting these and into these, and so I'm in the States, and when he first showed me the first one he got, I said, oh, well, give me a minute. So I drug this one out, and I told him he can have it. He's going to have to pay the shipping. Oh, my goodness God. So that's up to him, but right now it's his radio. It's easier just to give him this one, get him to pay the postage, because he wants everything I got. So I figure if I give him this one, it's a distraction for a while. So these are good solid built radios. It's a good company. There is a base that is above this. I'll call this the big brother to the mobiles that Glenn have. But there's one bigger. It looks very close exactly, except it has a clock in it, and that's a manual, clock from the time period. By the way, I'm trying to look at the date on this radio, and I'm coming up with around 75, somewhere in that vicinity. If you know better, let me know. So I don't see many of the bases that run. Charlene, she told me the same thing. I ought to take it down to the river and float it to you in the UK. It's not a boat anchor. You could put the rest of the channels in it. It's very simple. I was looking. It would be kind of simple parts of there, but that would expand it past and bring it up to the 40, of course. Some of these radios, so anyway, we'll stick with that. So this is the big brother, and then the daddy is the one, let's say, with the clock in it. And then I think the mobiles you have, both of them that I've seen so far, or how many you had, they're definitely right in this time frame. So we'll call this the big brother.